Today, people, the audience we have over here, I was told most of you are newcomer, and some of them are, of course, old student, but most of them are newcomer. And I wanted to say, express my welcome to this meeting or gathering or whatever you may say. We are just planning to talk a little, think about our life and what is really all about. And so that's about it. And yesterday it was, I think now that my friend, my organization, they told me, they informed me that yesterday it was a little bit like meant to be a little more conservative, you know, little more conservative, little more religiosity. And this year, today, in this crowd, because of the newcomer, I just have to be sort of like a generalized teaching, if you like, or generalized talk. So, in fact, as some of you were here yesterday, that yesterday was also very much generalized, because even though of course I use the terminology of some Buddhist terminology quite often, but rather than that, I have been very generalized, because I usually go, except I really give in my own monastery and my own sort of like a small community, like a monk community or a nun community, then of course I have to, there's a different sort of teachings that I would be sort of extending on, stretching on. Otherwise, you know, usually I wanted to really be generalized as much as I can, because that really helps people more than a specific one. Specific one is maybe like a more sort of like a more of advanced kind of thing. And then since we are not really advanced, that we like to be more open and more samsaric oriented, or more day-to-day life oriented. So that is much better in terms of teaching, in terms of leading. So of course, generally speaking, for example, I'm here to sort of to give you some sort of idea what's all about. And not that you don't know anything. Of course, you know a lot. From your point of view, you know a lot. You know, each of you know a lot. And but that's I would say, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I would say daringly that even though we know a lot, I think it's not good, not enough. We have to know almost like what we say. We Buddhists always say that the knowing has no end. You know, the learning process has no end. So that actually means, of course, the knowledge is like a space, like an ocean. It just has nothing, no sort of like a very, very vast, you know, it's like a very vast and very profound. So that also the reason why we should always be humble, you know. We should not be like a boosted our ego because of our little bit of knowledge, you know. We know a little bit and then the ego goes so big, you know. So this is not good. Simply because of the reason why the knowledge has no end. We have to be very humble. And the humbleness makes all of us to sort of, how do you say, to go for further knowledge, interest in knowing more. You will be like, you will be like encouraged yourself to more, to know more, to understand more, to learn more, to study more. So that actually means you will be like, you will be developing. Your life will be developed more, further. And there is a lot of things to develop. And so in that case, life is a very positive. I always say life is positive. Life is nothing wrong, actually. If you know how to look at it, it's better to look at this way rather than negative way. If you pinpoint every negative things in your life, you are killing yourself. You are depressing your life, yourself. You are making yourself like a very sad, purposely. So what's the point of living? What's the point of being human being? It's even worse than animal, because you are so disappointed. Because of some knowledge, you become so disappointed. So you have to really be creating some positive attitude towards yourself. And that creation, who should be doing it? You should be doing it. You should know how to really create that sort of atmosphere. So that is what, I mean, if you like, you can call it, even from a Buddhist point of view, it is the enlightenment. And this is the teaching of Lord Buddha. But from the point of view of non-Buddhist, it's also it's the way how you live with yourself, how you live in this world. Be positive. But of course, speaking about that, as I mentioned yesterday also, people think, how can I be positive, since the people are suffering, since the animals are suffering, since the world is crying, the earth is crying, everything is sick, everything is collapsing. And here we are talking about how to be happy, how to be positive. How can we do that? I mean, if you, just the sake of argument, you can do that. You can say that as an argument, but actually it is not true. Yes, people are suffering, but you individually, you have to contribute something to the world. So the best contribution, what you really have to do is happiness, the smile. The smile, the happiness. The happy atmosphere, at least in your family, in between you and your husband, you and your wife, you and your children, you and your parents. At least you should sort of, what you call that, create that kind of atmosphere, and that is the great contribution to the world. I mean, what's the point of saying that, okay, everybody, and not everybody, but there are heaps of people out there suffering, so I have to suffer also, I have to cry. What does that mean? Crying doesn't really serve anything. Even if your parents are suffering, even if your wife, your beloved ones suffering, they are suffering, but what's the point of crying for it? It's very much like a stupid way of doing it. There are some tradition in our world, like the place where I live also. There are kind of some trap that people, some tribe, we have some group saying that, I mean, not saying, but they have a tradition. If somebody dies or if somebody is sick, you go there and you have to cry. You don't want to cry, but you have to cry. How you do, I don't know. You put some spice on your eyes, and then the tear comes. I don't know, something you must be doing it. That's the thing. That's a kind of a stupid tradition, you know. You have to cry, otherwise you are, you know, considered that you are not good, you are not loving, or something like that. That's a very stupid way of doing it. Crying for what? And also from the point of view of like a Buddhist point of view, okay, it's crying is even not good. How do you say it? Creates the negative atmosphere. You know, so it's no good for anybody. You know, not good for you, no good for them, no good for him, no good for her, whoever. It's just you create all the atmosphere very down because of you crying. So that sort of thing, you know. I mean, it's what's the point? I mean, okay, if you really deeply cry, you can't stop. Then what to do? It's you can't stop. But you know, traditional crying, you shouldn't be crying actually. That doesn't mean that you'll be, you know, laughing or, you know, singing the song or whatever in front of people who are suffering. You wouldn't like to do that. But you know, you just, you know, try to sort of like create a better atmosphere. So this is what I would say, contribution. So of course, one needs to understand. One needs to understand how to be positive. Life is all about life is, you know, life is you know what life's all about. You should understand. The life is for making, you know, human life, you know. Of course the dogs and the animal, cats and birds and all these animals also, they create lovely atmosphere, you know, maybe unconsciously, but they are, you know, they have energy, they have their instinct, I don't know, whatever you may call, lovely atmosphere. They will definitely. One of my little dog just recently died, and really I can see the atmosphere is completely changed. Is not as good as before. It's really something changed. That is the thing. The little dog, she didn't do anything, but she's really like a being there, contributes a lot. So we, as a human being, we have to work for that. We have to work for that. Dogs, maybe they're not working for that, but they are, you know, spontaneously there, like a you know, like a nature of them are such a lovely. Dog, cats, even bird, whatever. Yeah, they're very nice, you know. Even I have a one rat also. Rat, you know. Can you beat it, you know? As a pet, you know. And rat going around wherever I am. And you know, it's such a good, but then unfortunately, for a couple of weeks or months ago, I can't see him. Maybe somebody eaten, or maybe it's died. I don't know. I'm still wondering, you know, and I'm hoping that he will come back. I don't know. Otherwise, he was there, and I'm feeding him. He's very nice. He's always there. He's always coming on my table, sharing my food, you know. And then he goes. He looks at me when I eat. He looks at my, you know, eating. He says, "Hey, give it to me," you know, something like that. He's really communicating. Even the rat, can you beat it? So all the animals are really like a lovely. But of course, what I meant to say is that, you know, if animal can do that, why not human being? We are human being. We are educated, you know. We are such a noble, actually. We think we are such a noble. So why can't we create something? And that is contribution. Even if you don't believe, you know, actually Buddhist, only the Buddhist believes, but non-Buddhist, they don't believe in the next life very much. Some of them believe, but there's a different way. There's a lot of things to talk about. But it doesn't matter whether or not you believe in next life or not. But this life, during the lifetime, you should be contributing to the world something very good atmosphere. And that's what your mission is, if you like. So that you know, that argument, what I was talking about, you know, the how can I be happy? You know, there's a lot of things are happening. For example, now in my room I was watching television. I mean, for 2 days they were talking about the Malaysian airline 17. You know, how many people have died? Yes, yeah. But then, are we supposed to be crying? Oh, you know, Malaysian airline 17. You know, we cry. 2 days we cry. No, what's the point? You know, instead of crying, we should be. If you are a religious person, we should be praying. We should be praying, sending wishes, sending best wishes to the spirit who have died. And if you don't believe in the prayers, it doesn't matter. Just how do you say? Take the teachings from the air crash. How impermanent. How impermanent. Tomorrow it may happen with us. Who knows? So you sort of like be strong and prepared. Prepare for the worst, what we usually say. So preparation, what we are talking about, is the process of making yourself stronger. You know, crying doesn't mean anything, doesn't help them. You know, not only that, it also doesn't help you. And instead of helping yourself, it kills you, it weakens you. It sort of like make you more sort of like a panicky, more panic. So what's the point? This is what I'm saying. So you shouldn't be like saying that somebody is there, Gaza and all this Middle East, Asia, there's a lot of people killing, and also maybe some part of even America, I don't know, somewhere there's a killing, and the China, there's a typhoon, so many people and so many cars are flying in the air, and you know, yes. So these all the news needs to make you sort of like a more understanding, more awakened. That is the reason what I'm saying. Instead of moaning, you know, and say, what is this? What's happening in the world? The world is terrible, this and that. So more negative, more pessimistic. And you don't like to be more pessimistic, more negative. You want to be more positive. And positive, what you do? Good thing, good part of the world, also you should be making you positive, obviously. And the bad part, you know, very much like a catastrophe things, natural disasters and all these things, also should be making you more stronger. Thinking that, you know, okay, now I have to prepare. This is the lesson. This means the impermanent. Yesterday I was talking about impermanent. But of course, impermanent is the one thing that Buddhists always talk about. Maybe non-Buddhist never talks about it, I don't know. But anyway, it is the fact. Even if you don't talk or you talk, doesn't matter, impermanent is the fact. Time goes, clock goes, tick, 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 always goes. It just doesn't go back. Or it just sits there. Or if clock sits there, something is wrong. You should put a battery, you know, in, or something else, you know. But time goes. Clock sits, but time goes. You know, that is the thing. So the time goes. Time flies. That is the fact. So as time moves, as the things are changed, you should be more stronger in the sense of understanding. I'm not saying physical body, but stronger in the sense of spirituality, mindfulness. Understanding means mindfulness. Mindful actually means understanding. There is not much of difference between these two. So this is the thing. It should be taking it as a lesson. So one should really, I mean, the bottom line, what I'm saying right now, what I'm trying to say is that you have to be able to contribute to the world. That's the life we are talking about. Life, you know. Many people, they ask me, many of my students also, they're newcomers, they always talk, what is the life? Please tell me. What is the life? And what life should be doing? So the life is all about, I mean, all about gaining some, gaining some confidence, and then, creating atmosphere for the world. And world means, of course, you can't create the atmosphere from Mexico to Australia or New Zealand. You can't. But you start creating atmosphere between you and your wife, you and your husband, your family, and the neighbors, and all these things. So then you will be able to sort of like do little by little. This is what all the practitioners and yogis, they always talk about, that one should not be, thinking about the shortcut. One should really be taking time to do it. And therefore, of course, from Buddhist point of view, many lives you can dedicate, many lives for the for the process of creating atmosphere. But of course, non-Buddhist point of view, it doesn't matter. You have long way to go. I mean, you are thinking about until 80 years old, 90 years old. How many years, how many months, how many days, how many hours you have? Lot of hours you have in your life. So all these things has to be dedicated, and just sort of like focused to create some atmosphere for the people. So in order to do that, let me go back again. In order to create some atmosphere, what you have to do, like a key point, is that you have to tell yourself how to be happy. You have to tell yourself that you have to keep on telling yourself that you have to be optimistic about it. You have to be positive about it. Positive about what? About whole world, like an entire world, general world, not a specific agenda. If you pick up some specific agenda, then of course you have a lot of excuses not to be positive, not to be positive, not to be confident. So you have no confidence because you pick up specific negative parts of the world. That's not right. That's not the right way of practices. Right way of practicing your life should not be. But that doesn't mean, again, you have to understand, that doesn't mean, or I'm here I'm not trying to tell you that you should be feeling irresponsible of the world. Don't worry, don't think about anything about the world. Who suffers, doesn't matter, let them suffer. Something like that, let them suffer, don't worry. This is not right. Of course, if you have ability, you definitely have to dedicate whole life to help Malaysian Airlines 17, I mean, if you have. But there is no ability. A, we don't have ability. B, even if you have a little bit of ability, what to do? You can't do. You can't do. You can't even, these investigators, they can't even get in that place. All the rebels or whatever, the armies are around, and they're not letting you to go in and see what's happening. And some newspaper, news, BBC and CNN, all these people, they let them to go in for 73 minutes. That's all. So quickly they have to go back. So what can we do? There's not much. So I'm just telling you this is kind of an example. You just have to, all these things, A, you don't have ability, B, there is nothing much to do. So that is the thing. So you are ready to dedicate whole life or whole property, whatever, to help people. But there is not much of ability that you have, not much of ways to do it. So therefore, this is the time for you to develop your own sort of confidence and your atmosphere, your own atmosphere, and contribute that atmosphere to the world. So this is the thing. And this is what is happening, for example, There are people like us, they say that, some people say, oh, I wanted to be with him. He doesn't have to talk, he doesn't have to do, but just to be with him, I feel so good, I feel so peaceful, I feel so great. He's so nice, his presence is so overwhelming, so charming, so peaceful. So he didn't do anything, but he can sort of like he can radiate his love, his happiness, his joyfulness, and all these things, and makes people happy around him. Many people are like that in this world. Some people, I mean not many, but yeah, some people are like that. Many of my masters are like that. We go there and we don't want to go out of their room, even though they don't talk much. It doesn't matter. We just sit there. That's it. It's just atmosphere is so good. So this is not only the masters or yogi or teacher. No, it's you. I mean the lay people like a householder. They also do have that sort of atmosphere. They can create that kind of atmosphere. Why? Because they have very much positive attitude. That is the reason they can create such a good atmosphere. So it's not something that we cannot achieve. Not something that I'm talking too much, I'm talking too high thing. It is not achievable. It's like a big enlightenment or God realm or something which is some kind of a realm that we are talking very high. No, it's really practical level of understanding, and it's very important to be practical. This is what I'm saying. I like to be practical. I like to talk about the practicality, rather than so much of theoretical and philosophical and all these things. It may be very beautiful, very nice up there, but you cannot get it. So what? You cannot achieve it, you cannot understand it, and you cannot really practice it. So the practically day-to-day life, what do? You do your nonsense thing. You cannot. So the getting teachings and getting sort of like a lot of hours of talk, listening to hours of talk, doesn't mean anything, because it doesn't really penetrate into your day-to-day life. It has to be penetrating in your day-to-day life, how to really be transforming yourself into a happy, into a kind of a, let's say, happy means, of course, what I meant by happy means understanding level of, level of your life, which is understanding, which is, which is knowing, which is understanding. Knowledge needs to be there. This is what I'm saying. How do you say? Terrible things are happening in this world. That also has to be kept as a knowledge. That is a knowledge, very much knowledge you have to keep. That is, you have to nourish it, yes. You have to value it. It's a terrible thing happened, yeah, very bad, yes. But then, for you, what to do? You should keep it as a knowledge, okay? So that should be making you stronger, as I mentioned before. And even if there's nothing much you can do, but just keep it as a knowledge. And that can be the source of the development of tomorrow. Today, the experience of today can be a very good source of the development of the next day, tomorrow. Tomorrow will be much better because of the experience of the today. So this is, I'm talking about individual world. World, there is two sets of two different aspects of world. One aspect is the inner, like an individual, and the other one is the collective world. Collective world definitely very much depends upon the individual world. Do you know that? Of course. It is like an individual comes together and then become a collective world. For example, the atmosphere here, whatever the atmosphere here, it is collective atmosphere. Majority of you are negative, then the atmosphere will be a negative, majority. Positive, all of us are positive. If then the atmosphere will be positive, so good. That is the thing. There are many. You definitely you have experienced that. Some of you, you go to a group, to maybe a religious group, or maybe just a concert group or something, like you go to a big hall and you enter in, you wouldn't like to stay there anymore. You want to go out because the atmosphere is so bad. You know, either you are having a headache or throwing kind of thing up, and all these things, it's very negative. You want to go out as soon as possible. And then some group, you know, even though it's quite dark and not so nice, but still you feel so good. Basically, you feel so calm, so cheerful, so nice. I wanted to stay here for almost forever, or something like that. So you feel that, because this is exactly what I'm talking about, atmosphere. That is very secret to us, because we don't understand what kind of, you know, atmosphere. Even if you feel it, you don't understand what is really about, what really is. We don't really understand. But that is the positive thought that majority people has, can give a good atmosphere, and the negative thought the majority people has, or majority people develops, that comes as a result as a very bad negative atmosphere. So this is what we can contribute to the world without doing a lot, without sort of like screaming, without shouting, without sort of like kicking big fuss. You can be secretly calmfully, you know, unknowingly. You can sort of like secretly. You can sort of contribute to the world. So this is what we as a human being should be doing. And from the Buddhist point of view, this is what we say. The secret activities of bodhicitta, bodhisattva. There's secret activities of bodhisattva. Secret activities of bodhisattva actually means that some bodhisattvas don't do that much. Just to sit there and then, you know, just don't do that much. But they can sort of like radiate a lot of atmosphere to the world, to the people, to the audience, everywhere where they go. They just, you know, they give such a tremendous positive energy and the atmosphere. So this is what the Buddhist terminology, we call it like that. But this is just a Buddhist terminology. If we are not interested in using that terminology, it doesn't matter. This is just everybody has to have that. As I said right now, every household definitely needs to, everybody needs to have that skill to do so. As a human being, we should really be able to do that. No matter what belief you are sort of like following. Even if you don't believe in anything, you just have to create that sort of atmosphere. That is there already, so of course you can't afford not to believe. And since many of you are newcomer, but many of you I can see you in your face that you are still the Buddhist tradition practitioner. So sometime I can switch my teaching my talk into a little bit like a traditional way. That is like for example, like coming back to Guru Yoga. Yesterday I was talking about Guru Yoga, and so the Guru, in the sense of importance of Guru, Guru represents the universe actually. So actually, what really the Vajrayana want us to understand is the universal truth, actually. Universal truth in terms of consolidated form. That is the thing. You know, in the other yanas, the lower yanas or whatever, the other yanas, they don't really talk about the consolidated kind of a form of universal truth. And consolidated form of universal truth is a very important issue in the Vajrayana. Okay? So how they consolidated? Actually, of course, everything has to be consolidated into everything. That is something what Vajrayana always say, one taste. Oneness is one taste. You know, this is a typical terminology that Vajrayana always talk about. But of course, even if you don't know this terminology, it doesn't matter. But they are the Vajrayana always talk about the consolidating the whole universe energy or universe truth into the one sort of one thing. So practically speaking, it always refers to the Guru. So Guru is the consolidated form of a universal truth. That is the thing. So bottom line is that we have to know universal truth. And of course, again, the question maybe is, what is the truth? You know, and it's true. Christianity talks about the truth. Buddhism talks about the truth. Hindu talks about the truth. And Judaism talks about the truth. Jainism talks about the truth. Truth is something, a very common kind of terminology that they are talking about. So what is the truth in the Vajrayana? In the Vajrayana, we try to say the truth is emptiness. The truth is the truth is the emptiness. Emptiness is not the emptiness. This hole is empty because there's nobody is there. It's a hole is empty. That's not the emptiness that we are talking about. Emptiness in the Mahamudra. That is a combination of existence and non-existence. You know, existence are there, that the whole is exist, the light, the chandelier is exist, but it's not there. You know, by it inherently existence, it's not there. So therefore, it's a combination of existence and non-existence, both together. That is what mudra actually means. In Sanskrit, in Indian language, mudra means two together. It is the mudra. So Maha means big, because universe. Universally it is mudra. Everything is together. Everything is like a union. So therefore Maha Mudra. You know, mudra. So that's the thing. So it's everything is there. But togetherness, when we talk about togetherness, these two chandeliers are together. That's not the point we are talking about. Chandelier itself is existence of this chandelier and non-existence of this chandelier comes together at one point, kind of spontaneously, simultaneously, or whatever you may call it. I think simultaneously, that is much better maybe. So that's the thing. That is the thing. But we don't know. Sorry, I can't show you. You know, I can't show you this. This is the simultaneous. Maybe I can graphically can do it in a computer, but I can't show you. This is Mahamudra. Mahamudra is something that you have to experience by yourself, and you will know that. That is the consolidated form of the universal truth. That is the truth. That's the reason the truth is a very deep, very profound, and very secret. Therefore, all the religion has a different truth, because none of us know very well correctly. So therefore, we have to say something. So I will say truth is this one. You will say truth is the mug, and somebody say no, truth is that one. And somebody say no, truth is a color, and somebody say truth is an energy, just an energy. You know, there's a lot of definitions. You have a lot of definitions in terms of talking truth. But the truth according to, I'm not saying that this is the real truth or ultimate truth. But I'm saying truth, according to the Vajrayana, the truth is the union. Truth is truth like from a very common sense or common terminology, that you can call it just emptiness. That's all. You can say that too. Why? Because all the things, when it comes to emptiness, all the things are really in one. Oneness there's a two way of developing the onenesses or the union. Two way. One way is right now what I said before, that is the one way. The other one is that you have to develop from the point of view of emptiness. Everything is empty ultimately, so therefore everything is in one. Okay? That's the other simple way of doing it. Some simple way of understanding. Both same, but of course one is simple, one is little complicated, little sort of like a intellectual kind of thing. One is very simple, emptiness. Everything is emptiness because it's empty. Everything exists, not exist as it appears to be. So therefore it's empty. So in emptiness, everything is same. But in individually, nothing is same. This is female, this is male. How can you say be same? This is the very good one. I mean, the good one means that this is this. Maybe it's a tall one. This is a short one. It cannot be the same. It's the same. You cannot say. You cannot. This is relative level. You can't say that. But in ultimate level or in the level of the emptiness, it's the same because it comes into the emptiness, falls into the emptiness. It's like you can sort of like simply imagine that there is a kind of a water pond, so-called emptiness. Then the things will be falling into it, and then that's it. So that's become like an empty. That's the union. Into the emptiness, it's a union. But in the relative means two dualistic existence, then of course it's everything is two. Buddha Shakyamuni said also there is a two relative, ultimate relative and relative. No, ultimate truth and then the relative truth. Both he said truth. He didn't say that ultimate truth is really truth, but that the relative truth is not truth. He didn't say that. Relative truth is also truth. But you have to understand that there is a relative truth and ultimate truth as well. So that's the thing. Ultimate truth of this building has its own nothingness. But the relative truth of this building, it has a color, it has a size, it has a shape, it has its own existence, its own atmosphere, its own presentation, its own everything. So that is relative. So relatively everything is as it is shown, as it appears. But of course ultimately, simultaneously, there's not, it's not existing as it appears to be. Why? Because this all are empty. This all a union, non-dualistic existence. So therefore this is ultimate. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you have to understand these two existence of the phenomena. So the universal truth. Now we are talking about the truth. So truth is, generally speaking, I would say, maybe I have not heard people saying that, but I can say daringly, this flower is truth. I would say, you are my truth. As you are my truth. You all are looking at me. I'm the truth. Nothing wrong with saying that, and the truth. From the ultimate level of the existence, we are all truth. This building is truth. Whole world is the truth. But we are not realizing it. So until we realize it, there is not much of reason to talk that the whole existence are truth. There's not much of reason to talk about it. So just better not to talk and cultivate. Instead, you should cultivate and try to sort of understand more. That is what we call it practice. Yesterday also I was saying that, we need to practice. We need to give ourselves a time to practice. That is the thing that we are talking about. So, coming back to Guru. So, in Vajrayana, Guru is so important. Why? Because Guru is the consolidated form of the universal truth. You have to understand that. But of course, again, we don't understand that. We don't understand that, for sure. For sure you don't understand. We don't understand. We, including me, maybe. We don't understand. So we have to understand. How do we understand? Simple. It's simple. This chandelier also, it doesn't make that much of sense. That is the reason why it is not mentioning for the time being. Otherwise, this chandelier also is the consolidated form of universal truth. Why not? Everything is consolidated, the truth, universal truth. Everything. Bits and pieces, everything is the truth. This is what I said. You have to understand that. But so that actually, introduce us to understand that the Guru is nothing special. Nothing special. Everything is exactly the same. But in Guru Yoga, terminology of Guru Yoga, the Guru is specially picked up from the tradition of Vajrayana. Specially picked up. Why? Because from that practice, from practice of Guru Yoga, then you can then manifest into all the truth. So the Guru is like a learning ground, the foundation where you start practicing. So it is like a starting point of view. Otherwise, the Guru is not that important. Tilopa said to Naropa said that you don't need me anymore when there is a time comes of the one taste. He said that. It doesn't mean that Naropa is going to say bye-bye to Tilopa and say, okay, I don't need you. No. He's not going to do that, of course. But what he's saying is that, what Tilopa is trying to say is that you will understand me. That time you will be able to consolidate me with all the phenomena, all the consolidated, everything is united. So you don't need me as a person, one person. You don't need. Until then, you need me as your Guru. So this is very clearly said. So it's the same thing. All the Gurus are like that. So this is like a boat. A boat is really the example that we oftenly use in the Mahayana also, in the Sutrayana also. That the boat for the crossing river, during your crossing river, the process of crossing river, you need the boat. But then after crossing river, you just leave the boat. You don't carry the boat. Similarly, that the Guru is needed till the level of like a one taste or something. Then you don't need Guru, so-called, so to speak. You don't need Guru actually means, of course you shouldn't say that, but it can be said that way too. But it can also give you misunderstanding. That okay, now I can ignore the Guru. Not like that. Guru is always be there. But Guru as a human form or whatever, that particular person is not really need to be concentrated on that person. You just everything would be seen as a Guru. Every chandelier, every people, every animal, every existence appears as a Guru. Gotsangpa, one of the greatest yogi in our lineage, when he practiced in Kailash and his Guru Yoga, and his Guru Yoga was so strongly sort of developed, and there's a time that he could not sort of like he did not manage to, or he saw all the phenomena as a guru, all the stones and rocks and everything around him as a guru. So he cannot walk anywhere, because if you walk, you are stepping on the head of the guru. So it's like he sees every phenomena, mountains and every small stones, So he did not manage to do anything, but he just stand there and then prostrate 10 directions, like 4 directions, 4 semi-directions, 8 directions, he kept on prostrating, and up until now it is known as a Chaksal Thang, the place where Gotsangpa prostrate. So this people, everybody knows this. There's a piece of land. People say it's a Chaksal Thang, but people don't know about. So those people who don't know about the Gotsangpa and all these things, they say, "Oh, this is the place where you prostrate, where you should be prostrating to Mount Kailash." So many ignorant people go there, and then they say, "Oh, this is Chaksal Thang, isn't it? Okay, now let me prostrate." So they prostrate too. It's okay, but that's not the reason why we said that. But the Gotsangpa, he had to spend I don't know how many days prostrating. He could not move. So that is the thing. So everything become like a guru. That is like a union, the manifestation of union. But of course, again, still, I'm just telling this because it's part of the Guru Yoga kind of a gossip. But people don't understand. Still, people don't understand. It's very difficult to understand. If it is so easy, we all will be enlightened by now. It's so difficult, so complicated. Therefore, we can't really talk. So therefore, I'm not really interested to talk deeper into this, because many of you are newcomer, and I don't want to waste of your time, and I don't want to waste of my time also. Talking something that you don't know anything, so then that literally means I'm wasting my time too. So let's. So anyway, to start with, maybe we can do the calling Guru from afar, just to start with, and then we can sort of go. We can give a little bit of question and answer and question. QA. So, do it in Mexican. I think it's better. The page number 12. Maybe many of you have no books, but doesn't matter. Those of you who have a book, could you just go ahead quickly? So the calling Guru from afar, it's a essential practice of the Guru Yoga, you know. So when you talk about the Guru Yoga, that is the day-to-day life. Again, you have to understand what is really the life. That is important. It has to go back to the original day-to-day life. No matter what you practice, your practices are very welcome to do everything, but you always have to go back to the original day-to-day life. That is very, very important. You shouldn't be like, how do you say, taking yourself from the day-to-day life and put into kind of a space where you feel nothing about your day-to-day life, something like that. That is not practical, and that is not the how do you say, not only practical, you know, not only just not practical, but it is also not the principle of the message of Lord Buddha also, if you want. People think that must be the Lord Buddha's teaching. You have to get rid of the day-to-day life and then, you know, ignore it, and then you just have to be like a what do you call that? Elevated, you know, levitated, and then levitated up there. Let's say maybe one floor up, and then, you know, you go like a little funny, you know. So that is kind of a, you know, result of practice. No, you have to always come back to the day-to-day life and try to sort of try to bring some revolution in your day-to-day life. That is the principle of the message of Lord Buddha, or principle of the spirituality, principle of, if you like, you can call it principle of the practice of Guru Yoga or the Vajrayana, anything. You have to go back to the day-to-day life and then try yourself to bring the revolution into your life. Revolution means, in the sense, you have to be, again, same as what I said yesterday, that you have to improve your life. You have to literally, you have to become good boy, good girl. You know, just reciting, just because you're reciting some, you know, calling Guru from afar several times, you become a superior. No, that's not the truth. You can be even worse. That also that is many times it is happening. You know, the religious people nowadays, I mean, to my understanding, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I confess, you know. I mean, I really confess in front of those religious people. But I always have a feeling that the religious people are even worse than the non-religious people, you know, nowadays, I think. But this is my own notion. And I hope I'm wrong, anyway, you know. Please pray that I'm wrong, you know. And I'm also praying very hard that I'm wrong, you know, really. But if not, that's really my vision is right, correct, then it is really catastrophe, you know. Because the religious people are meant to be an example for the rest of the world, rest of the people. And now the religious people are the more sort of like creating a lot of what do you call that, a lot of problems. And, you know, catastrophes, you know. So, you know, this is happening. Not only just some one religion. I think most of the religion, they are facing this problem. I don't know why, in their moralities, etc., etc. So therefore, that's why is it so that is happening? Not many people ask me, why is that? I don't know. Many people don't ask me. But I ask all the time myself. Why is it so? But then I found out the answer is my own answer anyway. My own answer is that people, religious people, once they start being in a religion, they cannot go back to their own day-to-day life and think about day-to-day life, morality of the day-to-day life, the quality of the day-to-day life. They can't. They don't. I mean, they can't, but they just don't go back. They think it's no need. I'm in a good hand, you know. those of people who believe in a God, they think, now I'm in a good hand, because that this is I'm in the hand of the God. The God will look after. Why should I be looking after my day-to-day life? Day-to-day life, all these things will be taken care by the God. No problem. I trust in God. So that's it. I think they may be thinking like that. And those people who, like Buddhists, they don't have a God. But then they think, Guru will be taking care. Because I'm always calling Guru from afar. So I'm always doing that. Guru will take care of me. Guru is in India, Guru is in somewhere Nepal or somewhere there. Doesn't matter. The distance doesn't matter. They say the Guru doesn't matter. Distances doesn't matter. Guru is always there with you. And in the plus, I'm always reciting this, chanting this all the time. So Guru will take care of me. So that's it. This is also a misunderstanding. Guru will take care. The God will take care. Yes, must be illusionarily. Yes, something. For example, there are some in East Asia. There's some Chinese girls. My student. She always travels with my photograph. And then she goes to in the office. She put her photograph there, and then she do her office job. And then whenever she eats chocolate, she likes chocolate, and she eats chocolate. And before she eats, she put chocolates on my photograph. She wants to share with me. So sweet of her. Anyway, very nice. But then this picture looks ugly now. So many chocolates on the face. Plus, I don't like chocolates, So what's the point? But of course, this is a fanaticism, fanatic. Nothing wrong, okay? I'm not saying she's doing wrong, she's very bad, No, I'm not saying that. But it is something very useless, It is useless, and it's a funny, and it's a headache, Always you have to travel with this picture, and you have to talk with the picture, and put the chocolates on. It's a headache, What the hell, It's a sort of, it's really something I don't understand. But anyway, this sort of things is the impact of a religiosity. It is very much a religion. From religious point of view, great, she's doing great. That's the way it should be done, 100% okay, 200% okay. I will give 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, It's very good, very good. She's doing the best. She's really doing good. But in a spirituality, the reality, from the point of view of the Buddhism or the life, this is unnecessary to do that. And it's just a headache. Anyway, that's just I'm sharing this as a little bit of fun, anyway, a little bit of joke. But anyway, that sort of thing, Why the religious people cannot really be relaxing themselves? Why religious people are even more stiff and more selfish, more arrogant, much more arrogant than the householder, just a householder. Why? Because religious people, they depend on the God, they depend on the Guru, they depend on that, and then they think they can just be half wild. That is also one of the reasons. And then the second reason is that they have ignorant to say that religion is like a life. Religion is the life. Life is nothing that you can just ignore it, but the religion is the life. That is also the thing. But the life is religion, that you have to understand. That's not understandable. For many people, they don't understand the fact that the life is religion. But then they think that the religion is life. That is the other way around. That is wrong. So that is the kind of a misunderstanding, I would say, that many of us going through, maybe including me also. You guys see me as a religious man, no? Yeah? It's like you guys see me as a religious head, religious, presentation. The religious head figure. I have a figure of a religious head, no? Which is wrong, but you have a figure, and the figure shows that religious head. So of course I can, including myself too, unfortunately. But that's not right, actually. The religious head or religious people, they should understand, if they want to pronounce the religion has to be, the life needs to be religion. Life is a religion. That is something we have to understand, not that the religion is life. That is very important to understand. So that is the secret part, and that is the crucial part you have to understand. And then, very good, then you will be like you'll be serving the nation, serving others. You'll be automatically, like sooner or later, be compassionate, be understanding, be humble, and all these things will be automatically there. So that is one of the things that we have to really develop. So, in terms of Guru Yoga, some of you are practitioner of Vajrayana. So for a Vajrayana practitioner, also you practice this kind of the calling Guru from afar, and recitation, Guru Padma Sambhavam, recitation, Om Mani Padme Hum recitation, prostration, whatever you do, always you have to go back to your day-to-day life and investigate it. Did it change or not? Better. You become better than yesterday or not? You have to change. You have to check whether you have changed or not. Whether you have implemented whether you have sort of like implemented or understand that life is a religion. That is the thing. Religion is life. That is the thing. You have to understand life is a religion. That is very important. If you understand that, then of course religion is a beautiful thing. So that the life has become a religion. It actually means like life is full of compassion, full of love, full of understanding, full of mercy and all these things, full of knowledge and full of humbleness and everything. So there is not much of chance for ourselves to misunderstanding. So therefore you always have to come back to the day-to-day life and try to sort of like try to bring a revolution. That is the thing. So that itself is a main practice of Guru Yoga. The religion, the rituality, the rituality that is very much concerned with the Guru Yoga is a rituality. It's not very much the important. It can be a supportive, but it is not the religion. Not the main thing. It is just a religion. But it needs to be. Right after that, you needs to look at your life, day-to-day life, how you deal with your wife, how you deal with your husband, how you deal with your father, mother, and how you deal with your neighbor, and all these things, how you deal with yourself, and you investigate yourself, and okay, better or not better. So you should invest. That itself is then real Guru Yoga. The main, real, authentic Guru Yoga is practiced when it comes to the day-to-day life. That is also one thing that I feel a little bit like a frustrated. When I go to place, when I go to a place where I always give teachings, and then they practice, they chant, they sing the song, they chant, and they recite mantras and all these things. Years of doing that, and they don't seem to be changing their life. Their life doesn't seem to be sort of getting better. And then they get more arrogant, they get more angry, they get more disappointed, they get more jealous out of the jealous amongst each other. They get jealous, they talk a lot, talk nonsense to each other. Even in the sangha community, within sangha community, they talk nonsense about each other and all these things. Then I always sort of a question to myself: what am I doing here? Did I do something good, or did I do something bad, or did I do nothing? I mean, So many years I've been doing giving teaching, and I've been leading rituality and all these things and this and that. Where did it go? What did it do? You know, sort of like, you know, question comes to myself very much, even though I don't say it. This is my first time maybe to say it, but I don't say it. Keep it secret. But it comes in a kind of thing. So, you know, sometime, you know, the people even seem to be a little worse than before. I don't know. I mean, maybe the responsible is mine, you know, my responsible. So maybe I'm doing something wrong somewhere else. But, you know, I'm thinking, I'm quite like amazed to see this, you know. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but amazed, you know. Instead of disappointed, I'm amazed, you know. How did it happen? It cannot be. I mean, it's impossible. So something like that. It's like a. So this is the thing. It really is like a. Should not be. You know, that happened. So anyway, question. QA, please. You speak Spanish?
Holiness, yes. Can you hear? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming to Mexico and giving your teachings, despite what you just said. And please come to America and give teachings more and more. We need you very much. On the subject of Guru Yoga, many people in America are practicing, let's say, the preliminary practices and doing meditation, but they haven't met a master. You know what I mean? So there are Western teachers who are, let's say, called lamas. They've done the 3-year retreat like that. And they're giving the teachings. Usually they're not giving the empowerments. So how do these people who are, you know, devoted, they have a wish to progress, how do they practice Vajrayana without a connection to the Guru, a physical Guru? Can you speak on that just a little?
Call Guru from afar. Who's going to be the next? Who's gonna? Yeah, come.
Hola, Su Santidad.
Well, where's my this thing? Sorry. Turn it on, okay? For me, it was a little difficult to turn it on. Okay, go ahead.
Ayer habló de el Om Ahum. Si lo tenemos claro, con eso no necesitamos hacer la visualización. ¿Nos podía explicar eso, por favor?
Okay. It's a very deep, anyway, very deep thing. Deep in the sense, Now, this is very much for advanced practitioner to understand everything about the Om Ahum. It's not a very sort of like for common student to understand. But Om in Sanskrit, Om is the word that represent or present the entire energy of the physical body, physical form. And A is for the speech. And then Hung is the word that, how do you say, carries all the energy of the mind extreme. So that introduces us that the body, speech and mind. And the body, speech and mind, actually the body is external. So when it comes to Guru Yoga, it's external Guru who is in the form of a human being. He or she may be nationality-wise, let's say he or she may be an American, maybe Mexican, maybe Tibetan, maybe Chinese, maybe Korean, maybe Japanese, maybe Indian. So he or she is definitely the Nirmanakaya form, which is the what is the form of the let's say the which is the representing by the letter Om. And then the quality of the gurus, they represent by the A. That's the Sambhogakaya form. And then the quality, the quality. Quality means like not really the physical body, but the his or her understanding, her knowledge and abilities, etc., everything, all the quality of this thing, enlightenment, all these things are it comes in the form of letter A. Letter A represents the Sambhogakaya form, subtle energy. And the Hung represents the physical body. No, Hung represents his mind, his realization, her realization. Not necessarily his. Your guru can be a lady, so her realization, whatever, his or her realization. That is the Hung. That represents by the Hung. Letter Hung has the energy to keep the consolidated form of the mind truth, mind truth, wisdom truth. So that is the Hung. So whenever we say mantra, no matter how long the mantra starts from Om, goes with the A, and ends up with Hung. That's always comes like that. Om Mane Padme Hung, something like that. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padma Siddhi Hung, so that sort of thing. So anyway, this is kind of a short explanation, but of course there are this. If you want to talk about that, I think we need 1 month. Yeah. Next. 3. Okay. Break. Next time we do it. Break. Yeah. Okay. Oh, next. Okay. Next trip. Next. Okay, you can come. Very good.
Gracias, Drukpa.
Gracias.
Después de muchos años o algunos años de prácticas, ejercicios, rituales, muchas cosas, cada vez los he encontrado inútiles y al mismo tiempo encontrar en la sencillez de cada día, en el aquí, en el ahora, en este momento, algo muy rico y hermoso que no tiene nada que ver con prácticas y rituales complicados a veces, que he visto cómo han elevado mi ego, mi creer, y veo que es falso. Y con esto que estoy escuchando esta mañana, siento renacer esta esperanza de que aquí, en mi ser, en mi persona, está todo, ¿no? Sin embargo, ahorita me surge la pregunta, la vida en esta sencillez, en esta maravilla que me es dada por un poder inmenso, ¿es necesario ser un santo para reconocer esto? ¿O es necesario que un santo venga para decirme que esto es así? Si la grandeza está aquí y ahora.
As I mentioned, the life, as I totally agree with you that what you are really going through, because you after practicing mantras and rituals and all these things, you find no result, nothing. That's what I was also stretching on, because if you do these things without understanding, without sort of like going through it, then you may feel kind of good, you know, like a chanting mantra always give you a little bit of tranquility and all these things you feel, but the tranquility and the peace that you are experiencing, it makes you more attached, more attachment. You feel like a drug, you know, drug addict, you know, you will be like addicted by the drugs and all these things, little bit like a drug. So effect of the drug. So this should not be happen that way. So it's very much totally I agree with that. But second thing what you said is the recognition, and you have to recognize who you are and what you are supposed to be doing and what you are really doing. Are you benefiting people? Are you really contributing the good atmosphere for the people? Are you really like managing to control the anger? Are you really managing to control the desire, the aggressivity and the greediness and all these things? That you have to sort of keep on investigating yourself. That is something that you shouldn't forget. If you forget that, on top of not going through the religion rituality, then you are doing nothing. You are like a dead piece of meat, you know. So that's is really like a bit of a sad kind of thing. So you're useless, you become like a total useless. That's not good. You have to always investigate what you are doing, what you are not supposed to be doing, and you should be apply something from today. For example, today what you hear, that you should apply how to know how to make yourself happy, and the happiness is so important. How important the happiness is in order to sort of like share or to contribute and make the atmosphere into a positive. So that's what you have to do. Thank you.
Gracias, Drukpa.
Gracias.